when you look at things through unity consciousness, from a unity perspective, what I've seen and learned is that even what we call demons are really just angels in Halloween costumes. That's all they really are, because they're there to teach us a certain kind of lesson, and so that we wake up in a certain way. So for example, I had a client once who said he lived in a haunted house, and
Mm.
he wanted to know about it. He's like, why were these hauntings happening? And when I tuned into it, I was like, well, for one, the main purpose that they served was to show you that the spiritual world does exist, because had that not happened,
Mm.
you would not believe it whatsoever. You would think it was bull. And he's like, yeah, that's accurate. I'm like, well, that was their purpose. They were angels in Halloween costumes giving you a bit of a fright, so you could be like, this is real, and now look at the path you're on, look what you're waking up to.
Mm. If you get the
So
lesson.
if you can see the lesson through a positive lens, if you could look at it, if you could use the experience in a way that is in alignment with source when it doesn't seem that way.
Absolutely. So a question I really want to ask you, because obviously you have really tapped into your gifts, you've really leaned into them since that point. Obviously, you now help other people open up their gifts. And, we are in this kind of great awakening period. Lots of people are interested in this whole magic, next stage of their lives, how they can create their own heaven on earth. Can you kind of speak to our listeners? Because I know a lot of our listeners are on this path, this self-development path, and they're really looking to open up their psychic gifts and abilities. And like you said, it can be a bit kind of smoke and mirrors. What would be your advice around the first sort of steps or things that people can do, practical things people can do that are listening to help them open up?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll give the first few practical steps that anybody can do. And so first and foremost, there needs to be a genuine desire to live your truth, period. Before we even get to spiritual gifts and psychic gifts, there has to be, and when I say live your truth, I mean, if you know that you're a certain kind of person and you're in the wrong environment and you're meant for so much more, but you're staying small, like maybe you're a performer, maybe you're a speaker, whatever the case may be, there has to be the courage to own your truth, because that becomes the seed that you're going to end up watering that will later blossom into the truth of your gifts. So step one is always being willing to own your truth no matter what.